Good day and good evening, everyone. Welcome to race 13 of this World Series 2023. I am Antoine Ave, and today we have Jean-David Toby with us.
Good
Hello.
evening, Antoine. Good day, everyone.
How are you, Jean-David?
Very fine. A bit tired at the end of the day here in France, but it's okay. And you, Antoine, how are you?
Very fine, thank you. Let's jump into tonight's race. So we are in Chile, in Vitacura, where several sailplane Grand Prix took place already, and some finals as well. So it's a well-known place for the pilots, and it's kind of something the pilots want to fly as well. It's a bit special tonight for all of them. And yeah, if you don't know the Sailplane Grand Prix and the famous movie in Chile, you can jump on YouTube and check out the 3 minute video or 15-minute video about Sailplane Grand Prix in Chile. It was crazy a few years ago. Um, we are in Condor now. The pilots are racing tonight for around 2 hours on a race of 248 kilometers, so roughly 250 kilometers. So Vitacura in Chile, it's a big city there, and it's very close to all the Andes mountains there that you have. So it's really on the edge of those mountains. So today they will fly close to the border with Argentina. So it's gonna be quite awesome for the pilots tonight. Jean-David, where are we going tonight?
Yeah, as you said, Antoine, the task tonight will be in the mountains. We will follow the ridges between the two countries. And when I saw we glide on the different flights which have been made here, it's the path where all the real gliders go. It's a good region to fly tonight. And the race tonight is, as you said, 250 kilometers approximately. The first leg will go to north. As you said, the first turn point is the northern one for 60 kilometers. Then we go back to the south for 98 kilometers. That's the longest leg right here. And we go back on the northeast just for 30 kilometers. And then we go back to the city next to the airfield for 45 kilometers. And we have short reporting points and then another point to go straight to the airport. Right here, you can see that the airport is just in the city next to the highway, and all the pilots are next to it. So that's why we can't see it very clearly, but we will see it at the end of the race. So 250 kilometers at all.
Yeah. So as you can see, Vitacura is just north of Santiago de Chile, the capital of Chile. There are roughly 5.6 million people living there in Santiago de Chile. So it's quite nice, and yeah, it's something to do in your life. If you're a glider pilot, you need to fly there some day. You go during winter time in Europe. It's gonna be summer in Chile, and you go straight with your with a company whatever to Santiago de Chile. You can do some great flights out of Vitacura, a great platform.
Yeah.
So it's a must do for the pilots in real life and in virtual as well, with all those crazy mountains and so on. It's going to be great weather conditions today, uh, probably between 2.5 to 4 or 5 meters per second. So yeah, really looking forward. It's 18-meter class today. And the pilots will start with the usual regatta start now that we know that's taken from the Sailplane Grand Prix, and we're following this rule now in the World Series. So they are getting ready. The race should start in about 6 minutes, 5 minutes and a half from now. So yeah, it's going to be a regatta start for those more than 40 pilots tonight on this specific server for the race. So it's quite nice. You can see Arne Martin Guttler here on top of the right gaggle on your screen. You have a lot of good pilots tonight. You have Uwe Meltzer. I've seen as well Frank Schwetzweger, Oscar Nine, and a lot of people. just saying hi to the chat on Twitch and YouTube. We're going to try to monitor your comments tonight, and you can ask your questions as usual to us, and we'll try to answer all of them.
Yes.
So right now, apparently, there are more than 63 pilots on this specific server. There are 3 servers tonight running, and there is as well a server at 1 UTC. So that's during the night here in Europe, and another one at 11 UTC tomorrow. If you didn't have the chance to race tonight, or if you couldn't, or if you live on the other side of the globe, because that's the European server, I would say, and then you have the American and the Asian servers for the pilots flying in the World Series 2023. Arne Martin Guttler, so that's the world champion of the second virtual sailplane Grand Prix that we followed together in a few weeks ago. Um, Flying the GS3 tonight. That's his own glider as well. He has the same one in real life. So he's at 3,300 meters, and the maximum start altitude tonight is going to be 2,800 meters for the pilots. What we will do as well tonight is talk about the Sailplane Grand Prix for Series 12, so that's for next year and the year after, because we have unveiled the schedule of Series 12 earlier today, so we will have a talk about it. We talk about Chile, gliding in Chile, and so on. So yeah, it's going to be quite a nice evening for all of us. The race should start in about 2 minutes and a half from now. Pilots are getting ready. Jean-David, what's your favorite glider tonight? I think we didn't set any wing loading limit, so
No,
probably
apparently
they're
not.
all gonna fly the GS3 or something like that. Yeah, because it's not like the Sailplane Grand Prix in terms of the rules and so on. It's a bit different, so they are more free to fly whatever they want to fly.
Yeah, tonight we saw great liveries like the Polish the Polish gang tonight wear the Polish colors. That's very fun to watch. One thing that we are allowed to do is paint our gliders as we want in virtual. In real life, the flight manuals allow us to put some colors at a specific position due to heating and something like that. But in virtual, we are able to do whatever we want. Michel Bigan from France, GS3 as well, is preparing himself just before the start line. So the cloud base looks really high tonight, 3,500 maybe, about that. It will be a great race, very fast. I'm glad that we can see mountains tonight because the previous races were without mountains in the flatlands, and it brings some dynamic in the flights to see mountains, and that's very interesting to see. They are high, they will use it. The wind comes from west, and this condition is the best to fly this region. When the wind comes from west, it pushes the air mass on the ridges, and we will see great average speed and very dynamic flight along the mountains. I love that. In real flight, it's thrilling when you are just in a few meters from the mountain. It's like Top Gun. That's just it.
That's for sure. Let's follow, guys, the start of this race tonight. We're just a few seconds away from the start. A little bit more than 1 minute to go for the pilots. So they are all very close to the start line now, gathering and probably thinking about the way they should go after the start. So where are they going? Maybe more left or right for the towards turn point one. So they need to take a decision already. The race didn't start, but they already took some decisions in the climbs before the start to try to manage the best altitude and their position versus the others and so on. So it's not easy at all to do, but they are managing that quite properly. And we will see in the next few seconds what are the options for those pilots. Are we going to see several gaggles or only one towards the first thermal. It's going to be quite interesting. The race will start in about 20 seconds from now, and the pilots are all there, close to the line. So that's a bit risky for the pilots, obviously. As you can see, all they are all getting ready now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. The race is on. The race is on here in Chile, in Vitacura, for race 13 of the World Series 2023. We can see a first option already with some pilots right of the screen turning straight towards that cumulus, very close to the airfield there. And they're going to try to climb much higher than 2,800 meters for today. The GS5 is stopping. Yeah, so kind of 2 or 3 patches of glider so far. One in the middle, one to the left, and some of the guys to the right. So that's quite good to see.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see if they are managing to go straight to a mountain or not. I am not familiar with mountains right here, so I do not what to expect.
Well,
But here they are really spread out on different position.
yeah, I think the mountains are quite good there in the
Yeah,
Andes. They are quite good. I think
very
the
good.
thermals are going to be much better in the next few minutes. The higher they go, the best the thermals will be. But yeah, they must be careful as well because it's quite a dangerous area if you don't know it, and most of the pilots don't know the area at all for sure. So they need to be careful to find the best way. And as you can see, the cloud ceiling is not going as high as they would like. Going towards the mountains, kind of flat in between the flatlands and the mountains, just going up by 1, 2, 300 meters. So it's not that high. There are good ridges to allow them to fly fast. So
Yeah.
most of them will use the ridges today for sure. It's a lot of energy that you can gather along those ridges today, Jean David.
Yeah, exactly. And the task is well designed for this type of mountain and the orientation of these mountains. We will see it in a few minutes, maybe on the map, but the mountains are quite all north to south, very vertical. And with the task tonight, it's quite easy to see which path you should take to go on each turn point. But as you said, you don't have you should be aware and you should take care not going to into a trap because if you are getting stuck into higher mountains than your position and you are trapped into a valley, then you will take a lot of time to climb. And this type of race and this type of competition and level of pilots won't let you make that type of mistake. You will lose your race with a just small mistake like that. So very intense. If you've never fly in this region, be careful, but not too much because if you're too slow, all the pilots will fly faster than you. We know all of the pilots tonight, and they are amazing pilots. So we will see. But as you can see in this view, the mountains for now are not so hard, not so vertical, but they are in the good position to turn point one, which is in the background of your screen right now. You can follow these ridges to the final turn point, but the mountains are climbing and climbing, so be careful. That's why we may see pilots stopping and climbing into a good lift to take a safe altitude to continue the flight, just as Steve Butler is doing with this GS3. Yeah, I'm following. And as we can expect, a lot of pilots just behind. Interesting to see that some pilots in a higher group, just few meters above, may not stop here because they have a safer altitude. They are more on top of the ridge and they can follow a bit more. Maybe for the next cumulus, that looks great. A bit on the right here. Ostenki and the other may saw that. We will see. Very interesting. And as we can say, 5 minutes race already on the ridge.
Yeah,
Logic. Very,
exactly.
very logical.
Classic Condor stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pilots who know the area, you see they stop quite quickly,
Yeah.
and they're climbing to a safe altitude to be able to progress much safer and much easier way to go ahead towards turn point one. There are 60 kilometers between the start line and turn point one, so it's not that far, but it's not too close as well. So they cannot do it in just one glide like this. They need to climb one, two, or three times to reach this, because it's going to be a high turn point as well for the pilot. So they must be careful. So the turn point one is called 31 in Cal Lake. So that's why you've seen 31 somewhere on the screen when we were watching turn point one a few seconds ago. Then between turn point one and turn point two, we're going to have almost 100 kilometers. So that's gonna be the longest leg for today, and we're gonna go southwards. We will have a great view of Santiago de Chile again, so you will be able to see the, this big city widely spread on the ground. So yeah, it's gonna be quite nice to see if you don't know what Chile is. Uh,
Do you think we will have a finish as thrilling as the movie for the Sailplane Grand Prix, Antoine?
I think, yeah, because yeah, we have more than 60 pilots tonight, and it's gonna be super close with 60 pilots. We've seen that already with 20 very good pilots at the
For sure.
at the world final. So yeah, probably tonight it's gonna be like this as well, because the race is short again, 250 kilometers, but we expect them to fly quite fast. So we will see if because with the mountains that we have, you can still make some big differences. It's not like in Pavolo, because in Pavolo you had small hills and so on, so it was difficult to make big differences. It was much more on the thermal side that you could try to get something, but it was very difficult. Here you have much more options, left, right, and so on. So there will be some gaps in between some of the gaggles, but there will still be leading gaggle, a second group, and so on, I think, and they will all try to catch the gaggle in front. It's going to be, I think, quite interesting to follow this kind of race. I think we didn't have such a race like this in the World Series yet. I need to check the schedule, but in the mountains like this, in this kind of landscape, that looks like Mars. I think we didn't have that yet, so that's quite cool. And yeah, the pilots, they just love this atmosphere.
Yeah, it wasn't so high mountains. In a few minutes, we will see maybe a higher peak, like 550 meters. That's
Hmm.
quite hard. This is very high mountain. Tonight, as you said, uh, we will see maybe few gaggles, few different strategies. Right now, Jonas Angenent took a very strong decision, because we can see that all the 63 pilots go straight to turn point one, taking the straightest way. But Jonas took another decision. He's a poor lonesome cowboy right now. He's doing his own way. We will see if it pays or not. Jonas is quite a new pilot to us, because he appears for the first time at the previous race in Brazil, and
Yeah.
he scored a very great race day. I can't remember exactly his position. It was maybe three or four. I can't remember. I will check that. And with a great race, we can expect very good things from him tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure about it too. It's very nice to see new pilots coming in the game and trying to make some differences. Here, indeed, he's taking another route, which is quite a nice route towards turn point one that you can see uh, at the very far off the screen there. So maybe it's going to be a good choice, because you need to anticipate quite a lot in those mountains to make the good decisions. It looks like a solid ridge.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a very good ridge compared to this one. It's much better, because you can see how straight it is, and how much lift you can gain on that. It was at a safe altitude, trying to get the best out of this reach. So yeah, it's quite good. Here it's more difficult. It's kind of a mix between a ridge and a valley, and as you can see, it's not that good, not that steep
Yeah.
to get good lifts. So yeah, it's we will see. But the big gaggle is there. They are almost all there on this side of the ridge.
Yeah, I was expecting more goggles at the beginning of the race, but this is how it does. Maybe the first pilot who took decisions bring the rest of the gaggle with them. Sometimes it's a strategy when you don't know quite well the region. You try to follow the pilots in front of you. It can pay or not if they are good, and if you are not taking too long to join them, because sometimes they are trying something, but they are too much ahead, and you don't have the same weather conditions a few minutes after, and it's a trap, and
Yeah,
you
as you
get
can see, yeah, Jarmo Karjalainen that we've
yeah,
seen during the world final is in trouble here. He's in
yeah,
trouble
oh,
because he cannot
minus 15. Wow.
climb. Yeah, yeah, it's very difficult to climb and so on. He's
Mayday,
trying
mayday, mayday.
to get a good speed and to get a good climb, but we can see that it's difficult. It's difficult. Tim Madsen, that's the same for him. So maybe, as you can see, the Jonas on the other side, Juliet Alpha, was doing the right thing with
Yeah.
much steeper uh, mountain. So yeah, the preparation of the flight is very important as well for the pilot. But they know about the race only 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours before the race. So it's they don't have a lot of time to prepare the flight. Unfortunately.
We have a message in the chat. Julien Lietard is here tonight. He's quite often here. He's a famous viewer of us. Thank you, Julien, for your presence and for your message. So if you are watching us on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, please send us a message. We'll be happy to just say hello or tell us which pilot do you prefer, and send us a message to encourage us and encourage the pilots.
Thank you, Julien. It's always great to have the people commenting the races. If you are following us, try to go on Twitch rather than YouTube or Facebook because it's much easier for us to follow, and the streaming quality is much better when we broadcast the races. So try to go on Twitch. It's a very good platform to do the live streaming that we are doing and to try to get new things every race and for every event. So back in the race, we have Emmanuel Cartier, the Frenchman from Bordeaux, who is trying to climb there in a good and big gaggle with probably more than 30 pilots here. That's quite impressive. Maybe we can have a close in from that gaggle, and you can see all of them. Thank you, Timothée. So you can see how hard it can be to fly in that gaggle because you need to be very careful with the others next to you. That's very impressive, very impressive. Maybe we can have a look inside. Well, at the inside of inside the thermal here, to the left of the pilot, to see what it does look like. As you can see, this is like this when you are inside. This is exactly like this. In real life, it's the same. So you need to be very careful above, here, and in front of you. And the guys behind are supposed to do the same so that everything works well and is safe for everyone. And the more gliders you are in the thermal, uh, the more the bigger the diameter of the thermal is going to have to be. Uh, it's going to be much more difficult to climb and so on. So and you need to get some space in between all the gliders. So it's not very easy to climb efficiently. I would say in those thermals. So yeah, it's pros and cons. It's kind of the cons of being together in a big thermal, but the pros is that you will probably not do big mistakes if you stay with the big pack because everyone is trying to think about what would be the best option, and if the majority goes somewhere, usually it seems like a pretty good plan. So we will have to monitor what's going on. Michel Bigan from from France as well. So we don't have that much French pilots coming in. usually, but there are roughly, I think, five French pilots maybe tonight. Otherwise, we always have all the Polish pilots and a lot of pilots from around the globe. So in the GS3 today, but I think more or less everyone took the GS3 because at full ballast, it's probably the best glider in Condor for now. Uh,
Yeah, and Michel is pushing hard. He's the first right now ahead of everybody. Very strong decision, very risky also because I don't know if he knows well the region, the regions, but it is very intense. Here I saw the variometers, so it's instant value, it's not average, but the instant value climbed up to 9 to 10 meters per second. So it was a great ridge. Maybe he will stop there trying to climb. At the same time, Vitold and the others stops again. I think that they they try to climb, but it's not that easy, I guess. Even if we can saw a very high instant value, like 8 meters per second, it's maybe more like 3 meters average. So they stop here, maybe for what? For the second time or the third time? It's hard. The ridges are going higher and higher. And be careful. And Jonas doing his own way on the right side. As you can see, the ridges that he's following are going to the turn point one also. And we have Bravo Oscar Kilo, who took a strong decision too. Maybe he's a bit higher than the other and he's pushing right to the turn point one. He's maybe a bit low because if he was higher, he would be a bit more on the east side to be on the edge. But right now he may be down a bit on the valley, and Jonas is going Quebec 3 on the left. Michel Bigan 188 stops. He's trying to climb a bit on the mountain, and where the Sierra Charlie Romeo point here, we have another gaggle trying to climb before going on the next mountain here on the first leg of the race 13 of World Series in Chile.
Thank you, Jean-David. And we have a question from Seb on the chat. Is asking, what do you think about the new GS5? And did you saw it? So Jonker Sailplanes, the guys from South Africa, they released the new glider. They unveiled it yesterday or 2 days ago. It's called the GS5 Ray, like King, more or less. And so the GS5 is, I think, 24-meter span glider. It's a new open class glider. Uh, they've released a new video today of the summarizing more or less the maiden flight of the aircraft of this new glider. And yeah, it was quite nice to watch, honestly. And I'm looking forward to see it for real in Europe or at the next competition because it's a new open, really a new open glider. They built the GS1 more than 10 years ago now, and GS1 was their first glider. It was an open class glider with 21-meter span. Now it's going to be 24. So looking forward what's going to be the difference and if it's much better or not than the GS1. I've been quite surprised by the tail of the GS5 because it's quite tall and quite big. So it's very good because then you can move quite easily your rudder and have a lot of efficiency on your controls. But it's not. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see it flying for real and to see the difference in the Alps in between GS1 full mass and GS5 to see if you can pull up more and what's gonna be the differences in the thermals and so on. So yeah, just very curious about it for myself. But yeah, we will see. Jean-David, did
And
you see it?
absolutely not. You spoiled me everything. No, no,
Well,
I didn't have the time to watch the live. I know that they did a great live stream on Instagram, I guess. But yeah, that's fantastic to see how they managed to to put another dynamic into gliding conception, I guess, because when the JS1 it was out, I think that the others manufacturers say that, oh well, if a newer manufacturer come into the business, then we need to develop a new things and to renew our products. And then we saw the Ventus 3 and other gliders. That's quite good, I think, for the competition, doing manufacturers, etc. And well, I don't know for which type of competitions the GS5 is developed for.
It's for open class.
Just for
It's
open
for
class, yeah.
yeah, because with 24 meters and it's gonna be what we're gonna do is try to show you a picture of the GS1,
That's
so
that's easy
that you
to
see
say, but I don't
of
know
the
what it used to
GS5.
be in
We
the
are doing
background.
this. We are doing this live, guys. Okay, we are doing this really live. So you will see a picture in the next few seconds of the GS5 and what we're talking about right now. While the pilots are going towards 10.1, very well played from Jonas Hagenant here at 4,700 meters above mean sea level. So that's quite high. And he's flying towards turn point one right here. As you can see, he needs to avoid the clouds. He
Yeah,
needs
be
to be
careful
careful.
of the clouds.
He's flying super fast. Huh? So that's ground speed, okay,
Yeah,
that you see at the bottom. Huh? You can fly that's fast
but the
in
wind
gliding.
come from the west, so it should be heading north.
Yeah.
He needs to fly fast because he has the clouds. He needs to go just below, and pulling the air brakes is not a good option. So
Mhm.
take maximum kinetic energy as you can. But he's not slowing down after that, so it's a very fast race for him. That's a great idea because if he knows that there is a great climb after 10.1, maybe he is going fast to 10.1 and coming back to the mountain where he knows there is a great lift. So we won't
So
have the live image, but
so
Jonas is
he's
turning
turning.
10.1 at race 3 in Chile for the World Series 2023.
So he has a super good, very good advantage here because he's the first one to reach 10.1 and he's the highest of all the pilots. On the right side of the screen, you can see the altitude of all the pilots, and he's on top of that list at 4,300 meters. So is in quite good position, and indeed that was a good option to do this reach. It was much better than the other one with the entire galgold that we've seen. So a very good option from him.
Exactly.
Uh, Very well planned, well ahead, probably before the race. So very well done, Jonas. That was a good one, a very good one. The rest of the pack is starting to get there. We have Vitor Rosac, 3,500 meters here, following. Bravo, Oscar Kilo is there as well. And I cannot see his altitude on the right side yet. So it should be lower than 3,500. But as you can see, they are roughly all at between 3,700 meters and 3,400 meters in that big gaggle there, in that big pack. So
Yeah, Bravo Oscar Kilo is 3,400 right now,
okay,
in the middle of the gaggle, I guess.
so that's quite okay. That's quite okay. Let's say it's like he's at 3,600 meters behind. It will be kind of the same. So that's quite good. So second one to turn this first turn point 60.5 kilometers after the start, and now we are going toward turn point two. It's straight down southwards of this race, and it's almost 400 kilometers away. So it's going to be quite a long way to go there. As you can see, there are a lot of good options in the mountains there, and then we will get back up a little bit to the northeast before getting back to Santiago de Chile and Vitacura airfield.
Yeah, but we can see that Jonas knows how to fly for at least 20% of this first leg. He tried it on the first leg, and then now he knows where are the lifts. For your information, Jonas reached 10.1 just taking just one lift from start to 10.1. It's quite amazing how he made the difference, taking a great pass to turn point one. The others will have a lot of trouble joining him because now he will take the same pass with a lot great energy lines to turn point two. Very interesting. And maybe Tim, if you go a bit to the left, we will see that Yarmo is trying to get a bit lift. Yeah, JKK on the left. As we said, he managed
He's
to
stuck.
go
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
stuck. He's in the trap, and the race deals with just a few decisions. And when you start like that, it will be very hard to catch up the first ones. But Yarmo, go Yarmo! As we
Yeah,
said during
at
the
least
Qatar campaign.
he succeeded to climb to 3,400 meters now, so we can
Yeah.
continue again and try to get higher and to turn that turn point. He's gonna make it, that's for sure. But yeah, it took more time for this first leg, but it's gonna be okay. Another question on the chat: why not the first one reaching the first turn point should not get more points? So that's not in the rules. Basically, you only get points at the end of the day when you complete the task, not before. But you could maybe set bonus points if we want to, as organizer, to say, okay, it's going to be difficult to get to turn point two today, so we're going to get give extra points to the one reaching top point two first. We can do things like this. It's not the plan yet, but we can completely do that. Thanks for the question. We are back in the game with Harry Boca here. Bravo, Oscar Kilo. We were back in the game. We will be back. Maybe we can have a look at the GS5 in a few seconds uh, with a short picture while all the pilots are turning towards turn point one here. It's quite good.
Yeah, we were on the highway. We saw too much gliders flying at the same altitude at the same range. You know how it is? Like in France, you have some pass in south of France where there are a lot of pilots, and here it is. Wow! So I'm seeing in for the first time.
Okay. so so that's the
Oh,
GS5 that you
that's
see.
wide.
So, yeah, that's the brand new glider from GS, and that was taken during the first flight, the maiden flight of the aircraft, and the weather was not good at all. They did two flights 2 days ago. The first one under those clouds. Then it was raining, and they had to wait until the sun was shining again to do the second flight. Well, shining more or less, but there was no um, no rain anymore. So what what I was surprised about this glider is indeed the tail, and as you can see, it's quite a tall tail. You have a lot of power, energy on your rudder with that, and as well the winglets.
Mm.
It's very weird because they are very small compared to the other GS gliders, and to see such a big tail and such a big rudder with such small winglets, maybe it means that you can have a lot of maneuverability and the winglets will not. I think that's the aim of the game here. I think they reduce the length of the winglets to get more maneuverability because the bigger the winglets, I think it might be the more difficult to turn left and right after that. But yeah, really looking forward to see it flying in real life in front of me because or to try it. Um, yeah, I'm very curious, very curious, and you can see it's very thin as well. So
Yeah, that's what I'm amazed by because uh, I'm professional stress engineer in the aerospace industry, I run some simulations to compute the stress and the strain in the aerostructures, and here they must did some simulations because with this composite carbon fiber structure to know exactly where it will break and what is the life of the wing. It should be very hard to design, and very impressed by that, by how they managed to design such small wing at the end. It's amazing. I'm I'm looking forward to see the bending test. I don't know if you saw this video about the JS one doing running the binding test on on a lab, and at the end it wasn't the wing that breaks, but it was it was the beam that loads the wing that breaks. So they break the lab before breaking the wing, and this test should be run until the wing breaks. So they need to break the wing to measure the total bending of the wing before failure. I'm looking forward. Maybe, yeah, it will be very amazing. Maybe they will touch themselves, the two winglets at the end.
Yeah, so in the regulations, I think you're forced to do this stress thing every time you invent a new wing
Yeah.
for each aircraft or whatever, so that you know at which G's, how many G's it will break or not. Yeah, so that's super interesting to watch. Honestly, if you've never witnessed that, you need to go on YouTube and watch stress videos of the wings and witness how much uh, and how far it can just crack. But after so much pressure that you put on it, like it's super solid, super solid. So we are back with the Italian guy Juan Osela here.
So we have a message from Noverkis, say congratulations to Jonas, number one place right now. He called him the superhero. Looks like looks like the superhero tonight.
Thank you, Norbert. I hope you're fine, Norbert. I'm not sure he's flying tonight with us. Maybe it was too late. Maybe we'll fly tomorrow. Sometime Norbert fly the next day. Um, but yeah, we can see that the pilots are flying quite fast. Uh, what would be your mood in real life here in those valleys?
That was a question from Julien Lieta
Yeah,
earlier. He said, "What's about the outlanding possibilities?"
yeah, it's difficult.
Here,
Well,
the
you
outlanding possibilities are the jet, the FES.
you just need to get back to the you just go back to the valley.
Yeah.
You do a U-turn and you go back down. You have no options there. So it's not easy at all. We can see the average speed on the left of the screen, and as you can see, that's a big gap
Yeah.
between Jonas and the others because he was the only one to take a risk at the first leg. He took a very good reach compared to the others, where all the gaggles struggled there, and he took a very good lift, good reach towards some point one. So very easy. He climbed up to 4,700 meters. Easy first leg. As you can see, that's some waves
Yeah.
that we witness here. So some lenticulars here, just right there. And if you're on the good side, you can get pretty good lift.
Yeah, but
That's
in
quite
front of
good.
you, you have a cumulus wall, and you shouldn't go in there because in Condor you have a lot of penalties when you go straight into it. So they need to be careful. You can go above, but you must be sure that the wave here will take you above. That's an impressive move from Marcin May. Great, great
And that's
thermal.
quite good. If you are well placed in the wave, super easy to climb and to fly fast. As you can see, more than 7 meters, 8, 9 meters per second is super well placed. And I'm not working tomorrow. Well, I have some work, but not working in real life. So I will probably do the race at 11 UTC. Yeah, because it looks super fun to do. There will be probably 15 or 20 pilots tomorrow on that server. So I will do the race with the guys because it's really a fun place and something you don't do every day.
Mhm.
And I'm really happy that we've been able to have a race in Chile this year.
Marcin May going on top.
That's gonna go
And
fast.
no.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
he pulls the air brakes,
Yeah. That's
but
something you don't want to do in
oh
in a
no.
competition. But it cannot fly through the clouds.
Yeah,
That's the big
exactly.
problem.
He need
So
to lose
it
to lose
needs to
energy.
go below because it cannot go above them. It didn't have enough energy to go above. What I would have done is do a U-turn and climb again. He had 7, 9 meters per second. I would have stayed there for 2 minutes, go at 500, well, more than 5,000, go at 6,000, 7,000 meters, and just then cross above those clouds. I'm quite surprised because he was quite well placed here, and he was going quite. If I have 9 meters, I stop.
Yeah, it's
I stop
difficult when you see
personally.
the difficult when you see the cumulus clouds in front of you, and you see that all the other pilots who were just a bit below are going very, very fast along the ridges. Wow, it's so hard to take the decision right now. You don't know the how will be the clouds after the one you see, and in addition to that, Condor sometimes is a bit tricky to know when you are in the clouds or not. So he didn't took the risk to have penalties tonight.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see another Perlon project tonight, but unfortunately, he stops. he didn't. He didn't launch the rocket to go in the sky. So Marcin May now at the same altitude as the other, as Alex Holzwinder at 5,700 meters. That's high. That's really, really high. And we can see that David Redman is on the left, quite far from the other pilots. And yeah, they took another decision with David Redman on the east, on the east side.
That's quite good. I think that's
Yeah,
quite good.
yeah, if
Can
you
you
zoom out a bit,
zoom?
you can
Yeah,
see
zoom
that
out.
these ridges go straight to 10.2. It's good.
And maybe you
It's
can zoom
very
again.
straight.
You can go down. We will follow the ridge. Don't worry, Timothée. That's quite good. It looks like a very big ridge there. And yeah, if you can go down, scroll down, Timothée, up to 10.2. Yeah, done, so that we can see where this ridge is going. So that's going to 10.3, but actually you can just continue
Yeah.
there and go to 10.2. So that's quite clever because then they know what's going to be the ridges as well between 10.2 and 3. They went through those ridges, so they will be able to go back much more easily than the others. We have Juliet Alpha, who is already there. I am shocked. And he's at, we don't have the altitude yet because why? Because other pilots stopped and climbed at 6,200 meters behind. More than 6,000 meters. I think that's the highest altitude we've ever had on any live streaming in the past 3 years. So that's quite nice. Can you go to Eco Juliet Eco in Condor team if you have that to see how high that is? 6,400 meters now, still climbing in the wave. So he's probably around the turn point. Wow,
Wow,
that's
that's it.
David Redman at 5,800. Ah, but it's too much. It's too much
Too much for us tonight.
it's too much for us. They're climbing so high, man. It's crazy. Yeah, you need to go slowly, team. When you're moving glider from a glider to another, you need to let the game load and so on because that's a lot of graphics to use. Tonight in Chile, landscape is absolutely amazing there in the Andes. So wow, they're already going towards the point two. If you want, team, what we can do is talk a little bit about the Sailplane Grand Prix uh, for the Series 12. If you have this quickly, um, while we are going to turn point two. Why? Because then afterwards we are not gonna have the time to talk about it. It's gonna be super quick. So yeah, maybe you can throw the schedule first. I'm gonna give you, yeah. So first of all, yeah, the world final is going to be in Saint-Auban again in 2025, and we're gonna talk about it later on after we've show you the schedule. But it's been a very difficult decision for the entire team because we've had three super good beats for the final. So yeah, thank you, team. So that's the schedule for Series 12 of the Sailplane Grand Prix. In red, the countries where we are going, and you have the dates there. So the first sailplane Grand Prix of the Series 12 is gonna be in Santa Cilia in Spain from May. And then 1 to 2 weeks later, we're gonna go to Starmon in Norway. It's gonna be the first sailplane Grand Prix ever in Norway. So that's qualifying sailplane Grand Prix, and the pilots need to qualify to the world final. The first two pilots will go to the world final in Saint-Auban, bottom right of the asset there. After Starmon, we are going to Allen in Germany. Why? Because the guy in Allen are getting ready to prepare another big world championship, so they want to train with a sailplane Grand Prix as well. Sorry. Then in Varese, in Italy, it's well known for the sailplane Grand Prix. They've held several Grand Prix there. A world final as well, where Max Ace won in 2015, I think. Then we're going for the first time ever in Slovenia at Les Bled. So Les Bled, all the pilots from Condor know it. Why? Because the basic scenery, basic landscape from Condor is Slovenia, and the home race is going to be in Let's Bled. So it's going to be absolutely amazing to fly there, and we are super happy to have that because it's a big um, jump from virtual to virtual. And yeah, we will do some races there as well next year for sure with Condor 3. So we are really looking forward to race there, and we are all super happy. And we think that there's going to be a lot of sailplane Grand Prix in the future there in Slovenia if all goes well. Can we get back the schedule again, please, Tim? I don't know if. Sorry, I will. Thank you. Then we're gonna go to France, to Flatlands, to Saint-Sulpice. So that's near Rennes in Brittany. So that's really flatlands. Okay, no mountains at all. It's much easier for the pilots and for the young pilots to try to qualify and to get some experience. Then there is one in Australia. That's for all the Australian pilots. We don't expect anyone from Europe to travel to Australia to do a sailplane Grand Prix there. So that's in 2025. Okay. We have 6 qualifying events in 2024 and 3 in 2025, early 2025. And so in Goller, then the last one in Europe will be in Terlet in the Netherlands. That's the first sailplane Grand Prix ever in the Netherlands as well. So 3 new sailplane Grand Prix. That's absolutely amazing for us. And there is one in the USA, Australia, for the pilots of the of Northern and Southern America. So we are looking for quite some people there. That's very close to Phoenix in Arizona, Estrella. So there should be some pilots coming there. And the world final, well, there were other beats in the qualifying, but it's already enough to get 9 qualifying beats. It's already a lot because it's only 2 pilots who will qualify per event, and we expect 20 pilots for each event. So it's going to be difficult. And then there was a decision to be taken between Saint-Omer in France, Boros in Sweden, or Vitacura in Chile. And it was very difficult, very, very difficult to choose. And in the end, Saint-Omer was the easiest one for the pilots, we believe, because Chile is a bit expensive, but we had guarantees of some funds to be able to get the pilots there. It was still expensive for what we want for Series 12. And Boras, the issue is that it's flatlands, and we wanted to have we want the finals close to the hills or mountains because we want to be able to fly. We want to make sure that we can fly every day or almost every day in Saint-Auban. When they bid, it's difficult to say no. That's the big issue. Otherwise, we would have loved to go to Chile or to Sweden. We were all super happy to go to both destinations as well. And yeah, in the end, decision was taken to go back to Saint-Auban again. That's why it was tough as well, because we've had Saint-Auban as well 3 years ago. So very tough decision. But the main philosophy, the main word of the Series 12 was to open it to as many pilots as we could. And they are there are big changes coming in the rules of the Sailplane Grand Prix because we're going to introduce handicaps, handicap turn points actually for 18 meters, 15 meters standard class. There will be some standard class, some 15-meter class sailplane Grand Prix. So we expect pilots to be able to fly any sailplane Grand Prix because before it was only 18-meter class and the class is very expensive. And now we expect people to be able to fly the sailplane Grand Prix. So we are happy to have that, and it was to get more inclusivity that we went for Saint-Auban as a world final, so that anyone could join in Saint-Auban rather than having 20 pilots coming from Europe going to the Andes in Vitacura or in Boras. It was difficult for the weather. It was in May 2025 for Boras, more or less. So it was just after Terlet. So no, more or less no USA. So in USA it's going to be in spring 25, so May probably as well. So it was a bit tight in the schedule. And for Vitacura, it would have been in January 2026. So it was quite far after the first qualifying. So in the end, it was kind of the most serious decision to take to go to Saint-Auban. Anyway, you can find more information on Sailplane Grand Prix website and social medias. But let's get back to the race. If you have questions, you can still ask in the chat for Series 12 or for anything else, and we'll try to answer. So where are we now? They are all reaching more or less turn point 2, and you can see Eco Juliet Eco at 7,000 meters, and he's just behind Arne Martin and Mike X-Ray there. Alpha Mike and Mike X-Ray. So he's going to catch them up. Emmanuel Cartier, Eco Quebec at 7,100 meters as well. I
Super
think
fast.
that was the best option to do because they are 10 meters per second. You will never have that on any ridge or whatever. So you just stop there and you climb super high. So that's crazy. I was not expecting this today. So that's why it's crazy because we were not
Oh,
expecting to have pilots just going into the wave like this. And yeah, that's a very good thing to watch, to witness, and a lot of different options for the pilots. So that's super interesting. So Jonas is reaching turn point 2 in the next few seconds.
yeah, and David Redman is 1,300 meters higher than Jonas, so maybe he
Oh.
will manage to catch up. Will be very interesting to see because at the end of turn point 1, we saw that the race was almost done because Jonas has so many advance after the first leg. It was amazing to see that he was the only one pilot taking a risk and another path, and it was a great one. But at the end of the second leg, the others took very, very interesting waves, and they managed to make the difference. David Redman is catching. Here we are. Jonas is the first pilot to turn point 2 of the race, 13 of the World Series 2023 in Chile. Great flight from Jonas. Congratulations. Now go back north to turn point 3.
Yeah, so he's gonna cross the path of a lot of the pilots there. The biggest part of the gaggle of the pack. So that's quite good. Indeed, David Reisman is quite high, but Jonas is flying at full speed. Huh? It's 265 kph, the maximum on that glider, I think, roughly. So that's quite fast. That's quite fine. I think to get the maximum speed today, you need to fly at VNE almost every time,
Wow.
198 kilometers per hour.
Amazing.
But they are at full ballast, at more than 60 kilos per meter square. So it's very different to the sailplane Grand Prix, where at least they go down a little bit. Here,
Yeah.
they just fly fast and they don't go down. It's absolutely crazy.
That's got Top Gun race tonight.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Oh my God.
So
We
we will
have
see
Vic. Yeah.
which risk they will take because here Jonas won't be able to catch up the wave I think maybe it's too low because we saw that the pilots catch the wave when they were with very very vertical ridges. Here we are a bit down, and the ridges are less vertical. It will be more difficult to catch. I don't know if he will take a climb before going 10.3 or if you manage to find the right pass to 10.3. Wow, Alpha Mike, he's he's in space right now. Do not go to Alpha Mike, or he's
Okay,
flying
okay, okay. So that's Laszlo Orsi Ecogieteco at 6,400 meters here.
from the
He's
International Space Station.
he's saying hi to the astronauts there. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's 2,000 above all of those guys, super high, and he's just flying easy peasy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Super high.
It's more or less
Just
flying
wanted
an Airbus right now, no? It's flying A220 like you, Antoine. You
yeah,
put the
uh,
autopilot and you are waiting. You
yeah,
tell
exactly.
you tell your passenger that they can have a coffee. And
He's probably eating right now. He's having a menu from the chef.
yeah, yeah, that's
Just in
amazing.
cruise, he's in cruise mode. He has oxygen activated. He's in a good mood, in good shape here.
But what is the altitude of the final airport?
It's 900 meters minimum to cross, and it's
Yeah.
like roughly Santiago de Chile. It's around 500 meters above mean sea level. Vitacura maybe it's 700. I didn't check. I can check that if you want very
So
quickly.
they have 5,300 meters to go
Yeah,
for 100 kilometers.
yeah.
Look like Final Glide.
Look, looks like a
I don't
final
know.
glide to me. Not sure, but
That's
looks
amazing.
like a quick and fast race. So yesterday training race, it was much more difficult, I think, for the pilot, but still they flew quite well. Uh, Vitacura 693 meters, so indeed roughly 700 meters for the arrival. Um, so yeah, that's not too bad for the 60 more than 60 pilots that we have tonight. He's in the space station here.
Yeah. I would
Just
be curious to know where did he climb that high?
well, I think it was just before the just
Yes,
after the turn point in between when we saw the plus 9 meter at some point,
but
and
it
he
was the
didn't
it was
stop.
the middle strategy here because some
Yeah,
of the pilots took an eastern strategy, and I don't know if it was the best and if Laszlo climbs here or in the
yeah,
middle strategy because when you said
I will
that you
check.
would have 180 degrees to climb in the 10 meters, maybe that Laszlo didn't did that, and he was able to climb straight on the eastern strategy. So we will see. I'll try to see. So yeah, he took the eastern pass just as David Redman and Yarmo. Yarmo also is great. He's catching up. 5,300 meters. He went out from the trap. Congrats. That's amazing.
Okay, yeah, the information that we have is just after turn point one, where he climbed that high. So yeah, I think it was just where we've seen the plus 9. But I think
Yeah, you're
the
right.
guy that we were following was maybe the first one to get that wave, and the guys behind, they saw it, they did the same,
Yeah.
but they didn't go down. They stopped indeed. They just stopped and they climbed, and it was end of the day for them. So
I think that was earlier. Yeah.
yeah,
I think that
okay.
Laszlo took it really, really earlier. It it is about 5 to 10 kilometers after
Ah, okay,
turning turn
yeah,
point one.
that's
So very,
yeah,
very early
okay,
compared to Marcin May.
okay. So Arne Martin Gutler is turning turn point 2 or 3. now.
Turn point two. Yeah.
Turn point 2 and going towards turn point 3. You can see the guys are so high now. Can we have a look on the left of Arne Martin just to see what's after turn point 3? So we have turn point 4 there, and it's a reporting point,
Yeah.
turn point 4, okay? And it's very close to the finish that we see. Okay, so indeed, if you are quite high, it might be not enough for Arne Martin to cross the next mountains, but for Eco Juliet Eco, that's more than enough. Emmanuel Cartier is coming in now. Is indeed quite high, 6,000 meters. GKK, you see, GKK is back in the game. Huh?
Yeah.
Is
He
back in the
managed
game. Yeah.
managed
Juliet
to.
Asfar, yeah,
Well,
indeed, Fake You team is joining the turn point 3, which is in between three mountains in what we call a valley, but it's not really a valley. Huh? It's Chilean valleys, not easy. More than 200 kilometers per hour. David Redman 195, quite good. Marcin May 192. Vitold 190, so that's quite good.
David Redman is passing through 3,000 meters right now.
And we're going back to the 2D view.
Jet.
We shouldn't stay with Jonas. We always have issues with
Yeah.
Jonas. So sorry, Jonas.
The rocks
So
right there
where
are
are we?
too well defined. Too many pixels for a rock. Yeah, as Tim showed us, it was really, really beautiful. So Jonas is 500 meters lower than David Redman, and David Redman is just below, before, just a few kilometers distance from each pilot, and 500 meters difference. Nothing is done. The Eastern Pass was so great. The David Redman and the others managed to catch up the difference that Jonas put on the first leg. And we will see on the fourth leg, we have 45 kilometers to go before reporting point, and nothing is done.
Yep, but they are almost all of them are here, very close to turn point 2 now. So looking forward to the finish, honestly. Looking forward to the finish here. Santiago de Chile is really close. Some nice lakes here, and that's the border with Cerro San Juan here, the border with Argentina, just in between Jean David and myself. That's right there. You are in Argentina, Jean
Yeah,
David.
exactly.
I am in Chile. So we've had a race in Argentina. We could have gone, huh? We could have done that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with 200 average speed, we could have gone
Yeah, we could
so
have gone
far.
to Rio de Janeiro as well. Huh?
Yeah.
Come back. Huh? We can cross the continent.
So Jonas and David Millman almost at the same position right now.
Well done, David. David 2,800 meters and Juliet Alpha 2,900. So yes, they are really close.
Yeah,
But David Redman is still a little bit behind because he is a little bit lower than Jonas. Juliet Alpha.
they are
Uh,
winning also.
what do we have? Indeed, yeah. A lot of the pilots are crossing each other right now in between turn point 2 and turn point 3, with the pilots coming in from turn point 1. So there must be that's the highway. It's quite busy tonight. The highway there, so very interesting. Very nice, nice race. 6,000 meters for G's. We have I think Xavier Bousquet. I think that's the name for X-Ray Bravo X-Ray. 5,600 meters coming from the left of your screen here with 9 alpha 3,000 meters. So yeah, X-ray Bravo X-ray is coming back in the gaggle. At least he was a little bit behind, so that's quite good. We can have a close finish with the guys. If you have questions, guys, please ask on in the chat. It's always appreciated.
Yeah, if you have any question to join us to join the races, because this type of races are designed to be enjoyable by everyone. If you are new to condor racing, if you are experienced in condor racing, just join us to fly with us to enjoy this type of race, very high speed race with the best pilot of the world, and you can gain a great experience. If I was not working tomorrow, I would have flown also this flight, but maybe I will download the flight plan and I will fly it on my own because it would be very, very interesting, and I would be able to enjoy it more because I bought recently a VR headset showing all the pilots during the final of the virtual Zeppelin Grand Prix. I saw I need that, and my bank account
Went down,
went
down
down
again.
just a bit. But it's
Ah,
amazing
yeah,
to
yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
technology.
And Black Friday is coming. Ah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
too late
yeah,
for me. I saw Black Friday
yeah.
2 months ago. I know, I can't wait. I just bought it.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
very, very amazing, the technology right now. I was a bit scared to be sick, but the technology and the full pixel display on each eye, it's very, very amazing to see everything around and not having this pixel view in your eyes. It's totally clear for me and amazing in Condor. Very well managed by the software, and you can add your display, your accessoire, window, etc. Man, you need to have it for the things we have planned in the future. For all the stupid ideas we have, you need to get via headset, Antoine. It is mandatory.
Yes, yes, I know.
Actually,
It's on the list. It's on the list.
I bought the HP Reverb G2 because it had a great
Okay.
quality of image, but the Quest 3 has the same image quality and it has a mixed reality technology. So
Oh, okay.
I will look forward to see if I can test it. Very interesting because you could see your hands and the buttons, etc., and you can see
Really?
Condor everywhere else. So maybe very interesting.
So the Quest 3 is coming out in June. It went out already.
It
Oh,
went
it
out.
just went out October 10th.
Yeah, it went out.
Okay.
It
Oh, my days.
It's not
And
that
how
expensive.
good is it? It's 500 euros, 550 euros.
Yeah, up to
Bloody hell.
700. Depend on the storage because Quest 3 is a standalone via headset. You can play it without plug it in the computer.
Really?
Yeah, you can play it on your couch, on your bed, whenever you want.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, it's very
Okay.
dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous because yeah, maybe the most annoying thing with the VR is to have the cables here going down and it can be heavy on your head. So
While
oh
playing
la la, oh
playing
la
a
la la la
couple
la.
hours with Condor, you will need to have a power cable because
It's more than 2 or 3 hours. You said
I can't remember exactly the autonomy
the
of
the
of
specific.
the
Okay,
VR headset, but to have the full power, the full resolution during a few hours, 2 or 3, you will
hmm
need to plug a power cable because the
okay,
headset won't be able to deliver the full resolution during 2 or 3 hours, I guess, to be easier for him.
it's crazy. Huh?
Man, yeah, as you said, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's going fast. Huh? This technology is going so fast, and with AI as well.
And
AI is absolutely crazy.
I'm a bit sad for all the videos I've watched on the home cockpits because some people spend a lot of money building a
Yeah.
777 full cockpit, and right now we are able just to put the buttons, and you don't need any screen because the Quest 3 is able to do mixed reality, and you can put all the display, all the outside view just with the mixed reality. Yes, that's quite.
That's crazy. So we're back in the game with David Redman here. You can see the turn point 4 just in front of you there. And then there is 5. There is still 5, which is the reporting point. So 4, 5, and finish. So yeah, Santa Martina is right there. Some nice cumuluses, but they go straight to turn point 4 because they have some good reach as well there. Who's behind them? Team, we have, I cannot read below, GK,
Yeah,
India
Kilo.
Kilo, Witold Rozak. Echo Juliet Echo is there.
Wow. He's high.
Super high. Yeah,
He's fighting for the first place right now.
yeah. He flew super well. Very good options from him.
He's high. Arne Martin is high.
Juliet Alpha
Oh,
is there, below.
yeah, a
So
bit
yeah,
below.
he's fallen a little bit behind Juliet Alpha. Arne Martin went back
Right.
in the game. Huh? I didn't know. I don't know what he did. We couldn't follow that, but seems like he took very good decisions to be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and as we said, it was a final glide for him, I guess. Arne Martin
Yeah.
also.
Wow.
He's flying around the cumuluses, not to score penalties. Flying safe. Thomas Meyer a bit lower. Yeah, they are all flying straight to a small cumulus right here, taking a safe lift. Michel Bigan a bit low. He needs to climb or at least one time before going to final glide. Yeah, this is a hard time because if you are flying, if you were on the first 10 pilots, but if you were low, you
Mm.
didn't saw the others coming high, or maybe you saw them after 10.2 because there was 180 degrees turn, but here you're trying to catch up, but you won't be able. Looking at Alpha Mike, Redman, and etc., they were too high. You can't catch up that altitude with the mountains right near.
So Michel Bigan is flying from Fayence, and is the lucky owner of Diana 2 FES. So it's quite good in the Alps. Diana 2 is not easy to fly, particularly for the takeoff and landing phases, but it's a very, very good glider. And I think he was just in love with the Diana 2, so he bought that with the FES option. So less risk to break it off in an out landing in the Alps. I think it's quite clever. I think it's the thing to do if you want to fly the Diana 2 in the Alps,
Yeah.
because if you outland, you have too many risks to break the very thin tail. Yeah, so it's safe. Diana 2 is safe with the FES. It's quite good. Very
So
good
in the
glider.
chat, we have two pilots, Condorix82 on Twitch who say hello Antoine, hello to all, and on YouTube we have Ezekiel Fly who say hello guys, who is winning at the moment? So maybe we can do an overview of the race because we are right now just on the final leg before the reporting
Yeah.
points.
It's
And
already the final glide,
yeah,
indeed.
we are on final glide right now. We have Arne Martin and Thomas Meyer on
Thomas
the
Meyer.
first,
Yeah.
yeah, on first part. David Redman is following. We have Jonas, you have Juliet Alpha just a bit below here. And we have also Laszlo,
Yeah.
RC. As
Echo
we
Juliet
said,
Echo.
on the previous moment of the race, Jonas took a very strong decision on the first leg. He was the first arriving on the point one with a
Yeah.
great advance, but during the second leg, he took the central pass, and some pilots like Alpha Mike or David Redman took an eastern way, and the eastern way looks way better because they managed to catch a strong wave thermal, a strong wave lift, sorry, and they climb on the ISS in space. They were in space. You will look back at the images, but they were in space. And with this amount of potential energy, they managed to catch up the difference between Jonas and them. And at the end, this amount of potential energy was enough to take the lead, and the different pilots leading right now were the pilots on the eastern pass and with the wave. So we'll see a very close arrival between Alpha Mike, Thomas Meyer, and David Redman.
So
Here,
that's turn
before the
point 4.
reporting.
Then they turn left towards the reporting point there, and the finish line is very, very close after the reporting point. It's just to align them with the runway, and then they need to be at 900 meters minimum, QNH minimum. It's going to be difficult to get in front of Tamas because he's pushing at 280, and even
Yeah, look
Laszlo
at that.
Ecogieteco,
No, there is Anne Martin just above.
yeah, yeah, he's just above. But if they both push at the same speed and
Yeah,
Tamas
you're right.
is has enough altitude maybe to reach Vitakura, then it's difficult to get more energy. So we'll see. But yeah, you have the true airspeed as well. If you are higher, you are supposed to fly a little bit faster with less indicated airspeed. So he should be able to catch him. But Eco Juateco, we will see if where he ends up at the end of the day.
And 200 kilometers per hour average speed is crazy. We
Yeah,
didn't expect it at all. And yeah, taking
yeah.
the
I
way,
was expecting 180 maybe,
yeah, about that.
but not 200. But yeah,
Flying
with
very,
the way that
yeah.
that came out from there, for sure they got 20 more kilometers per hour. Wow. Yeah, you see, it's difficult to catch him up, huh? Tamas. It's very difficult to catch him up. And 290, that's super fast. That's already super fast. Wow.
So
Can
we cross the start line. Don't be don't be messed up by that. We
yeah,
cross the start line. Yeah, right now we are
uh,
going to the
that's
final reporting point, and
a big view of Santiago de Chile here. That it's just here in the valley in front of you. That's the big view of Santiago de Chile.
be
To the
careful not
east,
crashing Condor.
to the east, you have the mountains and the first hills going towards the Andes, where all the pilots flew today. And towards the west, you then have the sea there, but it's quite far from Santiago here. So back with David Redman, very close to Vitacura. Tamas Meyer is reaching the reporting point, and it's gonna be super difficult to beat Tamas.
Yeah,
They
so
are
right
flying
now
so fast.
you are about 20 viewers right now, accumulated on Twitch and YouTube. It's the moment to bet.
Oh my
At the
god,
moment,
my god.
Antoine and I should bet because we do not take risk and we just
Yeah.
bet when we are sure that who is gonna win.
Wow, wow, wow. Man, it's difficult.
That's a
And
fast line with
I'm not sure that Arne Martin can see Tamas in front of him because he's just below. He's gonna be high enough, Tamas. He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be high enough,
Okay,
900 meters. Let's
yeah.
see it
Keep this
from
view.
above. Indeed. Yeah, get back with this view. It's gonna be super tight. Wow. Well done, Tamas. Tamas Mayer is going to be the winner of race 13 in Chile, in Vitacura. Well done. Congratulations, Tamas.
Congrats,
Very
Thomas.
well very well flown, very good flight. Arne Martin Göttler second, David Redman third, and we have Laszlo coming in fourth. Wow, the guy was so high, it's crazy.
That's the
It's
first time.
crazy. He was at 7,000 meters. If you're just joining in now, he was flying at 7,000 meters in the Andes, in the wave. Absolutely crazy, the flight from Laszlo here. As you can see, Arne Martin is way too high. So it was very difficult for the pilots as well to kind of get the right altitude for the finish glide.
Do you think
Yeah,
he's going for a second the second round?
yeah. I think Arne Martin he continues flying now. Jonas, so 900 meters minimum, Jonas. If you're listening, be careful. I think he knows.
Yeah, I think
I
he
have
knows
no
he has the
doubt.
speed.
Otherwise, he would be already down to do a low pass, like Sebastian Cava. Well done. Very well flown. we have Laszlo who passed there, very well flown. And the barrel roll. Yes. Yeah, it's the World
It's
Series.
okay.
Why not?
It's okay.
Yeah, it was safe. India Kilo is there joining. They are all so high, so high, way too high.
So we have
Nice view.
Norbert on your YouTube chat who said, "Congrats, Tamas. Yeah, it was great flight from all the
Yeah,
pilots.
I
Very
th-
amazing."
I think that's the first win for Thomas in the World Series, and yeah, I'm happy for him because he's a top pilot, flying a lot of
Top guy. Yeah.
very good events and super top guy as well. So he didn't win a race for quite some time. I think Thomas often in the very good positions, but not on top
Yeah,
of the
you're
list.
right.
So very happy for him. At least in Chile, moreover, Chile is quite good. Um, Let me wait a minute. I'll let you do some comments, Jean David, and I will try to find something.
Yeah, India Kilo managed to finish the race. Oh, Anne Martin take a strong downlift. And maybe we can see the other pilot. I don't know how many pilots went through the finish line. 6 pilots have finished the race. So Michel Bégan managed to catch up the 7th place. And you will see that we have the highway down here next to Santiago. And the airport is right next to it, thanks for the developers who built the landscape and all the team for doing a great race tonight. The pilot amazed everyone, even us. We managed to develop a race for 1 hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours, but managed to fly so fast. It was about 1 hour and 10 minutes race, so very great. And Mikko Nurminen, Mike X-Ray, taking the 8th place. He's going fast. He's going fast because the wings are a bit doing a flutter. He's at the limit. As Antoine said, and I didn't thought about that. The glider can't take an infinite amount of kinetic energy. At a certain point, we enter in the aeroelasticity where the wings may need to flap on its own, and this is where you don't want to be.
They are clapping
You need
like
to calm
this.
down.
So that was that, that was a 1 hour and 20 minute race, more or less, tonight. So yeah, kind of crazy to follow
Okay.
such a short race in the end. Uh, when we prepared the flight plans for the training and the race, I was not happy enough for the race because I really wanted to have something that was showing Chile and how nice gliding can be, because the ceiling that was set up earlier was very close to the top of the mountains, of the first mountains here. So when they were going towards the east, it would have been very difficult to climb. They would have taken the wave much earlier and so on. Not so much options for them. It was more realistic, I think, to have it like this. So it was really good to follow the race tonight with all those pilots. And it's difficult because it's a kind of race that you don't have every day, and you need to manage super good condition and to get in the good rhythm of the race. So not easy, not easy at all. Maybe we can watch some more arrivals because it's still early, and then we can have a look at the schedule for the next races, guys. Maybe, and afterwards we will watch a video together of Seiplane Grand Prix in the ends, um, so that you can see what happened a few years ago in Chile and why everyone is loving flying in Chile tonight. Yeah, I mean more than 60 pilots here on one of the servers is quite good. It's like 10 to 20 more pilots than what we have usually. Be careful, Sam. flying quite fast and pulling some G's. Yeah, they want to get the points, huh? The guys, they want to get the points because here it's not like Sailplane Grand Prix. Sailplane Grand Prix is a position-based scoring, meaning you can arrive 20 minutes after the first one. If you're the second, you are the second, and you get the points for the second place, which is like 8 points, let's say. But here it's a performance-based scoring, so you need to get the best speed that you can throughout the task, the best average speed for your task. And if you end
I
up 20
forgot.
kilometers behind,
I
so he's
forgot.
gonna get penalties because he's too low. Anyway, if you fall behind, you're not gonna get any points, or at least not a lot, and you will fall quite drastically in the rankings. So you need to be very consistent in this kind of championships with 16 races that we have, and uh, and to perform every race. Stefan Beach, the German pilot, is joining Vitacura. Thank you, Timothée. So, recap of the schedule that we have. We went to Brazil last time with, I wasn't there, but Jean Debut was there with Gustavo and with Valeria, the president of the Gliding Federation of Brazil. We tried to have René Vidal tonight from Chile and from Vitacura, from the IGC, but he was very busy the past few days because he was working on the bid for Chile to get the world final in Chile. So it was not possible for him to join, unfortunately. But we will show a video of gliding Chile afterwards, so that you can see what it is in real life as well. And we hope you've been able to witness some of what Chile can be and how crazy it is to fly in this country. Next race is going to be in Japan on the 23rd. So that's something we wanted to do as well. There is quite some gliding in Japan, but not a lot of competitions, or not like the competition we are used to do. So we want to get a glimpse on what's going on there. We'll see if we can grab someone who speaks English, and we can explain how it is gliding in Japan. But I'm really looking forward to this one. We will probably fly close to the Mount Fuji as well. We will see. We didn't announce the landscape yet because there's been a lot of landscape in a year in Japan that went out. So we need to figure out which is the best one now to fly and to get a race there. So not a lot of mountains during the flight in Japan. Then we're gonna go to Omarama in December in New Zealand. Why? Because they've had some difficulties there in New Zealand in Omarama. They've had to close. I don't know if it has opened again, but it's a mythical place, a beautiful place for gliding. There's been several world championships in New Zealand already in like 15, 20 years ago. So it's very important to get back there. It's a key place for gliding. And then we will finish in Australia, where the World Gliding Championship will take place in December. And it will end on 16th of December. So we'll do the race there during the last day of the World Championship in Australia. So expect to have quite some people watching that. And it will be, I think, in Narromine. I think it's going to be in Narromine. So you're going to have all the info. What we need to give you is the info for the landscape in Japan pretty soon, but you can start to train in Japan already. It's going to be a super fun race, I believe. Um, that's it for tonight, Jean David.
Yeah, it was a great race with very different strategies and different moments, key moments in this race. Not the same leader all along the race. Very, very interesting. And to see pilots arriving with too much altitude, it was
It's
amazing.
not usual. It's not usual,
It's
and to win
not
the
usual.
race, or to be on the first spots with so much altitude left,
Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy. But as you can see, we've had crazy waves tonight. So
amazing.
yeah, it was something we all want to do. So I will fly the race tomorrow at 11 UTC. You can fly it at 1 UTC if you missed it, or if you are watching from somewhere else around the globe, or at 11 UTC tomorrow. You can fly the race and still get scored there. So thank you all for watching us tonight. We will leave you with some images from Chile and from the Sailplane Grand Prix in the end that took place a few years ago now. Thank you so much, Jean-David. Thank you, Timothée, in the background. And we see you on the 23rd of November in Japan. Thanks all and enjoy the video. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
One of the most awesome spectacles in modern sport, Sailplane Grand Prix. Sailplane Grand Prix races are brutally simple. A regatta start with all the planes abreast. The first aircraft across the finish line wins. It's fast, it's intense, it's exhilarating. These are the Sailplane Grand Prix pilots. They represent the elite of the sport, and they're here to race. The title of world champion is at stake. To achieve that title, first they need to conquer the mountains. Their sleek machines have no engine. Nobody has a power advantage. They have to race from peak to peak, literally gathering energy off the face of the mountains. Energy comes in the shape of plumes of hot air or wind that caroms off the mountains. Both derived from the heat of the sun, of course. The sun is their engine.
Even if you take an experienced glider pilot, for their first flight into the mountainous area, they are completely amazed by the way in which the energy is available to us to use and the way in which we can move around the mountains riding that energy. It's purely powered by the sun.
There are so many misconceptions about gliding. Gliders, also called sailplanes, are not light. They are not slow. They are not simple. They are slim but heavy machines. Their wings are filled with water ballast to give them mass so they can more effectively slice through the sky. They typically average 140 kilometers per hour. Flat out, they often hit 300. The pilots will fly into some of the world's highest mountain ranges and race wingtip to wingtip over a course that will stretch everyone to the limit. When they cross the virtual start line, the race is on. Along the way, the gliders top up their energy using thermals. In their world, these are pit stops for refueling with the same tactical ramifications. Green chooses to climb higher, taking on more energy. He loses seconds, but has the advantage to take a more direct route. Red briefly took the lead, but has to take the long way, hugging the mountain to gain energy in the updrafts. After a few hours racing, it's a mad dash for the line. Red gambles on leaving the thermal early, risking landing short. But Green, with more height and potential energy, can dive at maximum speed, retaking the lead a few seconds before the finish. The race is finished.
First place, Sebastian Cava.
For Sebastian Cava, this is a familiar feeling. This is his third world championship in succession. Carlos Roca took an unexpected and extremely popular second place for Chile, the host nation. The next Sailplane Grand Prix final will take place at Wasserkuppe in Germany next year. Then the local hopes will be carried by Super Mario Kiesling, who took the third step on the podium here. But the question remains, can Cava be stopped? It takes talent and experience to extract such speeds from nature. In the daunting gorges of the Andes, it also takes a great deal of courage.
When you're up there flying a glider, particularly when you're racing, you're in the most incredible environment and doing the most amazing things. And it is so complicated and so beautiful. That's why people become totally addicted.
While most sports take place in purpose-built arenas, gliding takes place in natural landscapes, often in remote locations, sometimes in pure wilderness, always against stunning backdrops.
Glider pilots generally are very conscious of the environment. And I think that they become very conscious because they see what's happening. Gliding is clean, pure, eco-friendly, environmentally perfect. It's the most wonderful sport.
With its impeccable environmental credentials, there is no better sport to embody the global movement toward a sustainable planet. The sailplanes become perfect icons for these ideals. In the TV coverage, real-time 3D graphics help to tell the race story. Altitude in feet above sea level, ROC, rate of climb, how many feet per second the sailplane is either climbing or descending. The box shows how close the leaders are from each other. Speed and distances are also crucial, of course. The pilot in the lead does not necessarily hold the advantage. Pilots constantly trade height for speed.
In your cockpit, you have really big emotions. You are concentrating on the flight. The other gliders, it's all things you're concentrating on.
One of the most challenging and spectacular sights is ridge running. When the pilots seek out the wind currents along the face of the mountain slope. When wind hits the mountains, it has nowhere to go but up. The pilots can ride this updraft. The closer you fly to the mountains, the stronger the updraft. This is where their skills really come into focus. But how can you follow Sailplane Grand Prix? Now the technology exists to develop sailplanes into advanced TV platforms. They'll feature robotic pointable TV cameras, 3D tracking, and high-definition TV feed. The competing sailplanes will be filming each other in a way that was not previously possible, giving the viewer a real sense of being there. These next-generation sailplanes will also be built out of new materials which allow full-color paint schemes for sponsors. With colorful and distinctive gliders, air-to-air cameras, and the most talented pilots in the world, Sailplane Grand Prix are shaping up to become fantastic TV entertainment. Sport has the power to speak to our hearts, and this sport embraces the most glorious landscapes around the world. Sailplane Grand Prix reminds us that we have an ongoing love affair, a glorious journey with our planet. Chile.